Sometimes you got to be really careful how much of your energy, your oil that you're giving to some people, because there's a reason why the scripture says to not cast your pearls before swine. What do pigs eat? They eat garbage. They will even eat humans if they could. They eat feces. They are trash. They live like trash. So don't cast your pearls, your good oil, your good energy, your good wisdom, you know, your knowledge to people. If you're not careful, you'll get yourself ensnared with people like this. They'll mooch and use you. And you have to be very cautious and very careful. And a lot of great people get in this mindset of thinking they're going to help people. But that's why this scripture was used. To not cast your pearls before swine. And yeah, you have the right intention. You have the right heart center into doing what you're doing to people, like helping them. But God will also allow them to use and abuse you if you don't get smart and know when to put your foot down and stop being a doormat. You know, Jesus was not just love and light. You know, he put people and corrected them and put them in their place. He didn't let anybody walk all over him. He taught people to not give your pearls before swine, to protect your energy, to use discernment to see, you know, if these types of people are who you might think that they are. You know what I mean? You got to have a healthy level of like, okay, there's going to be a time here, like if I'm doing this for somebody and you got a good drive to do this for somebody, if they're not reciprocating within a certain time, then you're casting your pearls before a swine. So you need to have discernment, because if not, you're sitting there trying to dump out water out your boat so you can stay afloat, but secretly behind your back they're filling water back up in your boat. You know what I mean? That's what's happening. So God will allow you to sink and fail because you're not being strong and you're not using discernment, exercising your gifts that you actually have within you, because there's other things that you're doing in your mind on why you're overextending your hand to people. So it's a testing of the heart. It's a testing of your mind, and things will keep repetitively repeating themselves until you overcome it, until you learn from it. Sometimes you just gotta save your energy, your pearls, basically, your wisdom, and give it to somebody that can actually use it and apply it. You gotta be careful, because, you know, Jesus walked up to that guy at the pool of Bethesda and he said, this guy waited, he wanted to be healed so bad, but he could never make it to the fountain in the water to get healed. And Jesus came to him and said, what are you doing? He said, I'm waiting, but I can't ever make it down there. And Jesus is like, you want to be healed? And he's like, yeah. He's like, then pick up your mat and walk. You know, and for years the guy wasn't doing it. And it just took that one time, you know, the guy's whole perspective changed. And he picked up his mat and he started walking. And you got to have that kind of faith. You got to, like, if you're a taker and you've been living like this and you're tired of living like this, pick up your mat and walk. Pick up all your problems and just get up and walk. You can do it. You just have to get out of this mindset mentality of like, you don't want to work for that with your faith. Faith without works is dead. Put your faith in it and do the works. You can't expect everybody to do everything for you. You have to work with your faith to make things happen. I mean, you want to see somebody's mind, like, you got to look at the types of people that they hang around. You know, there's a lot of people that have brilliant minds that, like, hang around just toxic people that are just takers, that just mooch and take. And they never give. They're just takers. And, like, over time, that brilliant mind frame is going to turn into mush. And it's going to lose itself, like, you know, off The Hobbit, where Bilbo and all the dwarves were stuck in that forest, you know. They didn't know where they were going. And that's what it's going to be like to that brilliant mind in time, hanging around people that are just takers, you know, that are mooching from their energy and their oil and their wisdom and all this stuff. You look at people and you look at who they hang around and you could tell what kind of, you know, mind frame they have. Some people, like, me personally, I don't hang around anybody. I keep to myself, I keep to my own lane, and because I do that, my brain, it stays functional, it stays knowing the truth, it grows in wisdom, it can expand, it can inherit the kingdom in my mind, because I don't hang around people that are keeping me oppressed, keeping me low in my thoughts. It's either you don't hang out with anybody and evolve yourself and like keep people at a safe distance if you do have anybody and have acquaintances. Sure, you can love people, but like, yeah, I'm really like, I keep to my lane. You know, I don't let anybody get into my mind. Nobody influences my mind. Nobody gets into my mind. My mind is very strong, and it's on a very strong foundation. And it is really, really hard for anybody to penetrate into my mind. Like, it's never gonna happen, because no angel, nor demon, nor man, nor anything could ever separate and take me away from the love of God that's within me and His truth. Nothing. No TV, no music, no body, no nothing is ever going to take me away from the truth that is inside of me. I stand firm on everything that I believe in with confidence. There's so many great people out there that just surround themselves with people that just mooch and take and take and take. They cast their wisdom and their pearls to swine, basically. Because in time, you keep giving and giving and giving, and you're not receiving no reciprocation on the other end of the line, you're eventually going to turn into them, because they're bad in their way of thinking. Their lifestyle is corrupted. So bad company corrupts a good judge of character. And some people, they just don't want to pick up their mat and walk. They like staying needy. They like staying okay with just having here's and there's of things. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to grow. They like to stay lazy. They like having everything handed in life. They don't ever want to see what anybody does that's good for their life. They just are takers, flat out takers. Some people, okay, when they're mooching and they're using somebody, they are very used to surviving. They're on survival mode. So they know exactly how much that they could do for somebody in order to get more out of that person that they're using. They're very strategically very smart. They've used this tactic their whole life. It's like a drug addict. You know, they know exactly what to give in order to get what they need so they can go get their drugs. So they'll disguise themselves as like this needy light, you know what I mean? When in reality, they're just taking your pearls. They're just using you. And they have a very smart intellectual tactic that they use. And it's just not right. And you gotta understand that people do that stuff. And they'll dupe you. And if you keep it up, you'll be casting your pearls to these types of people. You gotta be really careful out here with people, especially in these times. These times, they're just, that's why the 5 foolish virgins and the 5 wise virgins. You know, the 5 foolish said, hey, give us some of your oil. And the 5 wise said, no, lest we not have any for ourselves. I mean, there is a fine line that you want to put your foot down with people. I mean, there's a lot of people that are brilliant in their minds that just give and give and give, and hopefully waiting for so long for somebody to actually reciprocate it. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people aren't going to do that. And if you don't protect yourself and your energy and your pearls, you're going to have nothing left. Nothing. You're not going to have any desire to do nothing. You're going to be left with just nothing but dreams upstairs in your mind, never fulfilling any of them because of the people that are around you. They suck you dry. They suck you dry. Everything I speak is because I want to set people free. I want to be used by God to set people free. That's just, I'm starting to like really stand strong in the way that I was created to be, who I've always been, but I put on the sideline for a while. You know, I'm a brave, bold, courageous warrior of light. You know, I want to break chains. I want to be a chain breaker. I want to be an encourager. I want to be an eye opener. I want to be a seed planter. You know, I want to inspire. because that's who I am. I speak this over myself all the time. Crystal, you are amazing. You are brilliant. You are a daughter of the Most High. You are a daughter of the Creator. You are your Father inside. You are an encourager. You have what it takes to change the world if you believe in it. And I want my children to be like this. I want my family to be like this. And in their own unique blueprint of a way, you know, because everybody's different. Not everybody is as brave. Not everybody is as courageous. Not everybody is like this, you know. But one of my favorite things that I like, one of the things that I believe is that I don't want anybody to think I'm any higher than anybody. If anything, I look at myself as the lowest. I just want to make other leaders, that's all. I don't want to be a leader in itself. I want to make other leaders. That's what I want to do. I want to make other leaders because we need other leaders. We need other brave people out there speaking up. We need a change. And we all want this change, but how do we get this change if we don't believe in ourselves? If we don't tap into what we have within us? You know? I got so much I want to talk about. I got so much in my soul, but I can only do these small clips. You know, I know in time everything will come and I'll get everything out eventually, but today, this is just what I felt, I guess. This just came out of nowhere. I was just in a thrift store shopping, and my husband and the kids just went in to look at ice skates and stuff, and I just stayed in the car. And, like, all of a sudden, all of this was just outpouring out of my soul. I don't know what's going to come out of me. I'm just like, God, you just do your thing. You know, I'm a vessel for you, God. I want to change the world with you. I don't want to leave this realm not doing anything for people. I don't want to leave this realm and my kids see me as a coward, you know. I want my kids to be like, you know what, one thing about my mom was she was brave and she faced herself and she put herself out there to help uplift humanity. You know, I don't want to be a coward, and I just want to be a bright light, and I'm really happy. And I gotta go because they're coming out the store.